Few things more frustrating than finishing your filming and getting your footage into your editing software only to realise there's some unwanted items in the background or just general imperfections. Now, ordinarily, this could spell disaster for the whole thing. You'll have to reshoot everything you've done. But thankfully, there is some very simple ways to fix this problem. As we can see here, we've finished our filming, but in the background of our video, we've got these unwanted items. We've got 2 plug sockets in the background. They're just generally quite ugly to look at and distracting from the final video. We could reshoot this whole thing and reframe it so they aren't there, but we don't have time to do that. So let's look at how we can fix it. A few of you will be aware that we could literally just scale up this footage and reposition it. But we're losing some quality by doing this because I'm having to crop in by 38%. It just generally is a bit ugly. It's not how I wanted it to look in the first place. So I put that footage back to how it was, and now I'm going to show you the technique which is called masking. We're going to use masking to duplicate a couple of layers of footage and take a section of them and literally use that to mask out the issue. And it will take our footage from this into this. So to get started on this, we want to have our original video footage on layer 1, or the bottommost layer that we can use in our video editing software. That's because we're going to place our duplicated masked out layers on top of it. So the original footage needs to be on the bottommost layer. And because there's 2 problems, we've got a plug to the left of Pete there and a plug to the right of me here, we're going to have to do this twice. So let's work on this plug next to Pete first of all. So we take our video footage and we're going to duplicate it and place it on top. So now we have an exact duplication on video layer 2. We're going to use the opacity tool to draw a mask over the top of that plug. You can use the square polygon, which will just drop a 4-point mask on top, or you can use the free draw tool. Both are fine. For this, I'm just going to use the 4-point one just for ease. And what we're going to do with this is create a small square that is the same size as that plug and place it on top of the thing we want masked out. So literally, let's just draw around that plug. We want to be careful here to make sure that we're not overlapping with any objects that are important to the shot. For example, Pete's arm. We don't want to be masking out Pete's arm there. So I'm just being careful to make it as small as possible whilst covering the whole object that needs to be removed. Now once you've got that roughly in place, it doesn't need to be precise at this moment. We're going to take that mask and we're just going to move it up to an area that we can copy and paste over the top. So I'm going to hold Shift and I'm going to move it to a section of the background that's clear of any obstruction. So up to the top there. So we've not actually achieved anything yet apart from drawing a mask, but once we've got video layer 2 selected, we can take the position control and move that Y-axis down so it covers up the plug. So just drag that down, and that plug is covered. Now if you look carefully, you can see some slight imperfections, and this is the point in which we can go in a little bit tighter and kind of tidy that up. So select video layer 2 where our mask is, select the mask, and we get these options back. And I'm just going to make this a tiny bit bigger because I can see the top of the plug there, and a tiny bit wider. I'm just going to scrub through to make sure Pete's arm doesn't get obstructed. And it looks perfect. So there you have it. And if you want to see it before and after, you can literally toggle off video layer 2, see what it looked like before and after. Now because there's 2 plugs, we're going to have to do this process again. And it's handy for you to know to do this because there's probably going to be situations where you're going to have to mask out multiple objects. We're going to duplicate video layer 1 again, and that's because that's the whole frame. Again, select video layer 1, and we're going to paste that to be on top on video layer 3. And we're just going to go through exactly the same process again, but we're going to be working on this plug to the right of me. So again, we're going to click on the 4-point mask, and I'm just going to make that shape to be a similar size to the plug. Place it on top of the plug. Then I'm going to move that to cover a section of the background that is free from any obstruction. So hold Shift, drag that up somewhere around here. Make sure video layer 3 is selected, and I'm going to move that Y-axis on the position controller down till it covers the plug socket. Again, I can see some imperfections. I can see a little bit of the cable there. So select the mask, and let's make some fine adjustments just to make sure that's completely covered. You can put in some extra positions so you have a bit more control with the editing, and literally just click on the blue dotted line to do that, and then you can drag them and position them wherever you want. Toggling video layer 2 and 3 off, we can see what it's like before, and toggle them back on after. It is a simple and a quick fix for a simple problem. There are some things to bear in mind. Obviously, it's not perfect. The perfect way to do it would be to film it right in the first place. You can't fix everything in post. But also, it's been made easier for me because we're filming against a plain background, a matte wall. There are some things to pay attention to even with a matte wall though. We've got, if you look at the footage, some slight vignetting happening with the light striking the middle and fading out towards the edges. So I'd have to make sure I'm copying a piece of the wall that's got the same gradient of light on it as the plug sockets do. Otherwise, it looks ugly, you can see the change in light, it's kind of obvious what's happened there. Equally, if you're filming in front of a complicated background, perhaps it's outdoors or there's a lot happening behind you, you're just gonna have to spend a lot more time making sure you're copying the exact piece of background that matches to make sure it's a smooth mask. So anyway, that's a simple tutorial on how to remove imperfections or unwanted items from the background of your footage.
How was that?
I don't know where these come from every time.
Hold on a second. So we'll get rid of those and bring in just AJ. That worked. This is the standard outro part, so...
A bit fed up of it now, to be honest. Can we just end it?
Yeah, that was really helpful, AJ. And if you've got a plug that you want removing, AJ can unplug you. Have you ever typed into Google?
How to unplug someone?
Where can I hide a body? Ask Siri, where can I hide a body?
Very funny.
No, seriously. Siri, tell me where to hide a body.
I used to know the answer to this.
Well, this has been our Friday tutorial, as is standard here at the InGaff channel. And join us on Monday for some more excitement. What are you doing?
And you can join us on Monday for some more excitement in the form of product review videos. Techie reviews with AJ, a little bit of me, mainly AJ. Need to get into the Monday reviews more. And whilst I'm here without AJ, if we can use this as a moment, just me and you, to communicate. Mano el mano. Please put in the comments, where's Pete on the Monday tech reviews? We miss him. And I will use that as my leverage with AJ to just lever my way in until it becomes more me.
I can still hear you.
That's weird.
They can't see me, but I'm still sat next to you.
You might as well come back then.
Whole time. I heard it. I was sat there the whole time. Just, oh, I'm Pete, I'm going to do a funny editing trick and mask him out. Not that funny, Pete.
See you Monday then.
See you Monday.
Didn't mean it.
Hate you.